Life is filled with challenges and obstacles that often seem insurmountable. From the moment we are born, we begin to face trials in one form or another. Some of these are small, everyday hurdles, like dealing with a difficult situation at school or work, or managing disagreements with friends or family. Others are far more profound, testing our emotional, physical, or mental endurance. We all encounter moments when life feels unfair, when the weight of our responsibilities seems too heavy to bear, or when circumstances seem completely beyond our control. Yet, it is precisely these moments, these periods of adversity, that shape us into the people we are meant to become. Understanding adversity and its role in life is not simply about recognizing that challenges exist. It is about embracing them as essential parts of our journey, as opportunities for growth, and as the ultimate catalysts for transformation. Every individual, regardless of their background, has experienced setbacks. These setbacks can come in countless forms: the loss of a loved one, financial struggles, career failures, health problems, or even personal disappointments. Each of these experiences, while painful in the moment, carries within it the seeds of wisdom and strength. When we learn to see adversity through this lens, it ceases to be a force that limits us, and instead becomes a teacher that empowers us. To fully grasp the importance of adversity, one must first recognize the inevitability of challenges in life. No matter how carefully we plan, no matter how hard we work, life has a way of presenting situations that disrupt our expectations. This is not a punishment, nor is it a reflection of our inadequacy. It is simply the natural course of existence. What differentiates those who thrive from those who remain stagnant is not the absence of hardship, but the ability to respond effectively to it. Acceptance of this truth is the first step toward personal growth. Resistance, denial, or avoidance may provide temporary relief, but they never lead to lasting fulfillment or strength. By acknowledging that difficulties are part of the human experience, we free ourselves from unnecessary frustration and open the door to proactive problem solving. Adversity, in its essence, is a mirror. It reflects our inner strengths and weaknesses, our resilience, and our capacity for endurance. When confronted with a challenge, we are given a choice. We can either succumb to fear and despair, or we can rise to the occasion and discover just how capable we truly are. It is often in the midst of struggle that our latent abilities are revealed. Consider the most inspiring figures in history, individuals who achieved greatness despite overwhelming odds. Their paths were not devoid of obstacles. In fact, they were often littered with failures, setbacks, and seemingly insurmountable difficulties. What set these individuals apart was not luck, nor a life free of adversity, but their mindset, their unwavering commitment to confront challenges head-on, learn from them, and grow stronger as a result. To internalize the value of adversity, it is essential to shift our perspective from viewing challenges as mere impediments to recognizing them as opportunities for growth. Each difficulty presents a lesson, an insight into how we can improve, adapt, or evolve. This perspective transforms our relationship with struggle. Rather than fearing it or resenting it, we begin to approach life's obstacles with curiosity and determination. We ask ourselves, what can I learn from this situation? Or, how can this experience make me stronger? These questions, simple as they may seem, hold transformative power. Beyond mindset, facing adversity requires courage, the courage to confront uncomfortable truths, the courage to take responsibility for our actions, and the courage to persist even when outcomes are uncertain. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the mastery of it. Every moment we choose to confront a challenge, despite our fears, we reinforce our capacity for resilience. Over time, these choices accumulate, and we develop an inner fortitude that becomes a defining feature of our character. Another critical aspect of understanding adversity is recognizing that failure is an inherent part of the process. No journey toward success is linear. Missteps, errors, and setbacks are inevitable. Rather than viewing them as evidence of inadequacy, we must see them as natural stages of development. Failure provides feedback. It illuminates areas where improvement is needed, offers insight into alternative approaches, and fosters creativity in problem solving. When embraced with the right mindset, failure becomes a powerful teacher rather than a source of shame or discouragement. Resilience, too, is cultivated through repeated exposure to challenges. Just as muscles grow stronger when subjected to stress in the gym, our mental and emotional capacities strengthen when we navigate difficulties with determination and reflection. This process requires patience and persistence. It requires the willingness to endure discomfort, uncertainty, and even temporary defeat. But in doing so, we acquire skills, habits, and perspectives that equip us to handle future challenges with greater ease and confidence. Support systems play a significant role in helping us navigate adversity. While personal strength is vital, humans are inherently social beings, and we thrive when we connect with others who encourage, guide, and uplift us. Mentors, friends, family, or even communities of like-minded individuals can provide perspective, advice, and emotional support during trying times. Seeking help is not a sign of weakness, it is a strategic approach to learning and growth. Moreover, adversity fosters empathy and compassion. Experiencing difficulties allows us to relate to the struggles of others, cultivating a sense of shared humanity. This empathy strengthens relationships, builds deeper connections, and can even inspire us to make a positive impact in the lives of others. It transforms personal trials into a source of broader influence and purpose. One of the most practical approaches to confronting adversity is mindfulness, the practice of staying present and fully engaging with our experiences without judgment. Mindfulness allows us to assess situations objectively, respond rather than react, and identify actionable steps toward resolution. It keeps us grounded in the present moment, preventing us from becoming overwhelmed by anxiety about the past or fear of the future. Daily reflection, journaling, or meditation can enhance this practice, providing clarity and insight into both our external circumstances and internal responses. Discipline and consistency are also crucial. Adversity often challenges our routines, habits, and consistency. Maintaining discipline in the face of hardship, whether through structured daily practices, goal setting, or self-care, reinforces our resilience. It demonstrates our commitment to progress, even when conditions are unfavorable, and instills a sense of control over our own lives. Ultimately, understanding adversity is about transformation. It is about recognizing that life's difficulties are not obstacles to avoid, but experiences to embrace. They offer opportunities to discover our hidden potential, to cultivate strength, and to develop wisdom that only comes from lived experience. Every challenge, every setback, and every failure contains within it the possibility for profound personal growth. By shifting our perspective, adopting a proactive mindset, and committing to continuous self-improvement, we transform adversity from a source of limitation into a powerful engine for success. When we learn to face life with courage, reflection, and determination, we no longer see challenges as threats, but as invitations, opportunities to rise above, to grow beyond our perceived limits, and to achieve levels of success and fulfillment that would otherwise remain out of reach. Life, in all its unpredictability, becomes not a series of obstacles but a dynamic journey of growth, learning, and transformation. And it is in this journey, through every trial and triumph, that we uncover our true potential and realize that adversity, far from being our enemy, is one of our greatest allies in the pursuit of lasting success and fulfillment. Life often places us in situations where we feel powerless, where circumstances seem to dictate our destiny, and where it feels as though we are mere spectators rather than active participants in our own journey. At these moments, the difference between stagnation and progress, between despair and triumph, lies entirely in our mindset. The human mind is a powerful tool. It shapes our perception of reality, determines how we respond to challenges, and ultimately dictates the trajectory of our lives. Yet, so often, we allow external circumstances to define our internal state. We adopt the mindset of a victim, believing that life's difficulties are insurmountable, that we are unlucky, or that we are somehow inherently incapable of overcoming the obstacles before us. This mindset, though understandable, is profoundly limiting. It creates a cycle of negativity, where every challenge reinforces feelings of helplessness, and every failure becomes further proof of our inadequacy. But what if we could change this narrative? What if we could shift from seeing ourselves as victims of circumstance to becoming victors of our own lives? This shift, this transformation, is at the core of personal empowerment. To shift your mindset from victim to victor, the first step is awareness. You must recognize the thoughts, beliefs, and narratives that have been guiding your responses to adversity. Often, we carry subconscious beliefs that we are destined to struggle, that success is for others, or that challenges are punishments rather than opportunities. These beliefs, ingrained over years, dictate our reactions and limit our potential. Awareness is the moment you pause and say, "I have been thinking this way, but I can choose differently. I am not defined by my past, my failures, or my circumstances." Once awareness is established, the next step is to actively challenge these limiting beliefs. Ask yourself, are my thoughts based on evidence, or are they assumptions? Am I attributing my challenges to permanent personal deficiencies, or are they temporary obstacles that I can overcome with effort, learning, and persistence? By questioning these automatic negative thoughts, you create space for a new perspective, one that is empowering, constructive, and rooted in possibility rather than limitation. Shifting your mindset also involves reframing adversity. Instead of viewing challenges as punishments, see them as lessons. Every difficulty you encounter is an opportunity to develop skills, gain insight, and build resilience. The most successful individuals in the world did not achieve greatness because they avoided hardship. They achieved it because they learned to extract value from every experience, to turn setbacks into stepping stones, and to see challenges as catalysts for growth. This reframing process is not simply about thinking positively in a superficial way. It is about cultivating a realistic, proactive, and empowered perspective. It is about taking responsibility for your responses, your choices, and your growth, rather than blaming external factors for your situation. Responsibility is not a burden, it is a source of freedom. When you take full ownership of your life, you reclaim power that may have been unconsciously surrendered to circumstances, other people, or past events. A crucial aspect of this mindset shift is the adoption of a growth-oriented approach. Victims often see abilities and intelligence as fixed. They believe that success is determined by inherent talent rather than effort and learning. Victors, on the other hand, understand that skills, resilience, and personal effectiveness can be developed through practice, discipline, and intentional action. They embrace challenges as opportunities to expand their capacities, knowing that every difficulty mastered strengthens their ability to handle future obstacles. Another transformative practice in developing a victor mindset is gratitude. Gratitude does not mean ignoring problems or pretending that challenges do not exist. Rather, it is the conscious recognition of resources, strengths, and lessons that exist even within hardship. By focusing on what is within your control and what you can appreciate, you reinforce a sense of agency and optimism. Gratitude rewires the mind to look for opportunity, to recognize progress, and to acknowledge the value in both success and struggle. Additionally, victors cultivate resilience through consistent habits and practices. Daily routines that strengthen mental, emotional, and physical well-being form the foundation for navigating adversity with confidence. This includes practices such as mindfulness, journaling, meditation, goal setting, and deliberate reflection on successes and failures. By embedding these habits into daily life, we condition our minds to respond to challenges with clarity, patience, and determination rather than panic, avoidance, or despair. Visualization is another powerful tool for shifting mindset. By imagining oneself overcoming obstacles, achieving goals, and rising above challenges, the mind begins to internalize these outcomes as attainable realities. Visualization creates a mental blueprint for success, reinforcing belief in one's capabilities and providing motivation to take the actions necessary to make these visions real. It is important to note that shifting from a victim mentality to a victor mentality is not instantaneous. It is a gradual process, often requiring persistent effort, reflection, and practice. There will be moments when fear, doubt, and old thought patterns resurface. These are not failures, they are opportunities to reaffirm commitment to growth, to strengthen self-awareness, and to deepen resilience. Another essential aspect of this transformation is the company you keep. Surrounding yourself with individuals who embody growth, positivity, and empowerment reinforces your own mindset shift. Mentors, coaches, supportive friends, and communities can provide guidance, encouragement, and accountability, helping you stay aligned with your path toward empowerment. Equally important is the practice of self-compassion. Victims often berate themselves for perceived inadequacies, magnifying feelings of failure and helplessness. Victors, however, approach themselves with understanding and kindness. They recognize that struggle is part of the journey, that mistakes are opportunities to learn, and that self-criticism, when balanced with compassion, can be a tool for growth rather than a source of discouragement. Action is the ultimate measure of mindset transformation. Thoughts and beliefs alone are insufficient. They must be translated into deliberate, consistent action. Every challenge you face presents a choice to remain passive and succumb to circumstances, or to act decisively, creatively, and persistently to overcome the obstacle. Each action, no matter how small, reinforces the victor mindset, builds confidence, and creates momentum toward lasting success. Over time, this mindset shift becomes self-reinforcing. Challenges no longer paralyze, they energize. Failures no longer discourage, they teach. Obstacles no longer intimidate, they guide. Life begins to unfold not as a series of uncontrollable events, but as a dynamic journey in which you are an active, empowered participant. The transformation from victim to victor is a journey from passivity to agency, from limitation to possibility, and from fear to courage. It is a conscious decision to embrace challenges, extract value from adversity, and commit to continuous growth and improvement. By choosing to see yourself as a victor, by embracing responsibility, cultivating resilience, practicing gratitude, and taking consistent action, you lay the foundation for a life defined not by circumstance, but by intentionality, strength, and enduring achievement. Ultimately, this shift in mindset is not just about overcoming immediate challenges, it is about equipping yourself to handle any obstacle that life presents. It is about creating a life in which setbacks are temporary, growth is constant, and your potential is realized not in spite of adversity, but because of it. When you fully internalize this perspective, you rise above limitation, you transform challenges into triumphs, and you live a life that reflects your highest capabilities and deepest aspirations. Life is rarely straightforward. Every individual, regardless of background or circumstance, encounters difficulties that test the limits of endurance, patience, and determination. These challenges are not meant to break us, though they may feel overwhelming at times. Rather, They are opportunities to develop resilience, to uncover inner strength, and to cultivate the kind of fortitude that allows us to navigate the complexities of existence with confidence and clarity. Resilience is often described as the ability to bounce back from adversity, to recover from setbacks, and to continue moving forward despite obstacles. Yet resilience is not merely a reactive trait, it is an active, cultivated skill. It is something we can strengthen deliberately through practice, mindset, and intentional action. Understanding resilience begins with acknowledging that difficulties are an inevitable part of life. No one is exempt from experiencing setbacks, failures, or unexpected circumstances. What differentiates those who thrive from those who struggle is not the absence of hardship, but the capacity to respond constructively to it. Building resilience requires a fundamental shift in perspective, from seeing challenges as insurmountable threats to viewing them as opportunities for growth. Each difficulty, no matter how daunting, contains lessons that, if recognized and applied, can strengthen our capacity to handle future challenges. One of the first steps in developing resilience is cultivating self-awareness. To navigate adversity effectively, we must understand our emotional responses, recognize our patterns of behavior, and identify the thoughts that either empower us or hold us back. Self-awareness allows us to pause in moments of stress, rather than react impulsively, and to choose responses that align with our goals, values, and long-term well-being. Equally important is the development of emotional regulation. Resilient individuals do not suppress emotions, they acknowledge them, process them, and then take deliberate action. Emotional regulation involves recognizing feelings such as fear, anger, frustration, or sadness, and using them as signals to guide thoughtful decision-making. When emotions are understood rather than ignored, they become tools for insight and motivation rather than sources of chaos. Another essential component of resilience is cultivating a growth mindset. People with a growth mindset perceive challenges as opportunities to expand their abilities rather than as threats to their competence. They approach difficulties with curiosity, problem-solving, and creativity. They understand that setbacks are not indicators of permanent failure, but temporary obstacles that can be overcome through effort, learning, and persistence. This mindset transforms the way we interact with adversity. Challenges no longer paralyze, they energize. Failures no longer discourage, they instruct. Life becomes a laboratory for experimentation, reflection, and improvement, where each trial serves to strengthen skills, character, and determination. Physical well-being also plays a significant role in building resilience. The mind and body are deeply interconnected, and when the body is nurtured through proper nutrition, exercise, and rest, it supports mental and emotional endurance. Regular physical activity, in particular, has been shown to reduce stress, improve mood, and enhance overall resilience. A strong body facilitates a strong mind, enabling individuals to confront challenges with increased energy and focus. Social support systems are another vital element. No person is an island, and resilient individuals recognize the value of connecting with others who can provide guidance, encouragement, and perspective. Mentors, friends, family, and communities can serve as anchors during turbulent times, offering reassurance, advice, and shared experience. Seeking help is not a sign of weakness, it is a strategic approach to navigating life's complexities with greater effectiveness. Building resilience also involves embracing problem-solving as an active practice. Resilient individuals do not wait for challenges to resolve themselves. They assess situations critically, identify actionable steps, and take consistent measures to improve circumstances. This proactive approach fosters a sense of agency, reinforcing the belief that one is capable of influencing outcomes rather than being passively swept along by events. Patience and persistence are equally essential. Resilience is not developed overnight. It is forged gradually through repeated exposure to challenges and the deliberate choice to confront them with courage and determination. Each small act of perseverance, each moment of maintaining composure and focus in the face of difficulty, contributes to the accumulation of inner strength. Mindfulness is another powerful tool in building resilience. By cultivating awareness of the present moment, individuals can detach from unproductive rumination about the past or anxiety about the future. Mindfulness allows for objective assessment of situations, thoughtful responses, and the capacity to focus on what is within one's control. Meditation, breathing exercises, or reflective journaling can enhance this practice, providing clarity and a sense of centeredness amid chaos. Adaptability is closely tied to resilience. Life is unpredictable, and the ability to adjust to changing circumstances is crucial for sustaining progress. Resilient individuals remain flexible in their thinking, open to alternative solutions, and willing to change strategies when faced with new information. This adaptability prevents rigidity, reduces frustration, and increases the likelihood of successful outcomes. Self-compassion also plays a critical role in resilience. When confronted with setbacks, resilient individuals approach themselves with understanding and kindness rather than harsh criticism or judgment. They recognize that mistakes and failures are inherent to growth, and that self-acceptance strengthens motivation, confidence, and overall well-being. Another dimension of resilience involves maintaining a sense of purpose. Individuals who understand their why, the reason behind their efforts, goals, and values, are better able to endure hardship. A clear sense of purpose provides direction, fosters commitment, and instills meaning in the face of adversity. It acts as a compass, guiding actions and sustaining effort, even when external circumstances are challenging. Resilience also develops through reflection and learning. After encountering a challenge, resilient individuals take time to evaluate what happened, what could be done differently, and what lessons can be applied in the future. This reflective practice transforms experience into wisdom, ensuring that difficulties contribute to ongoing growth rather than being forgotten or ignored. Visualization is another technique used by resilient individuals. By imagining successful outcomes, mastering potential obstacles, and mentally rehearsing solutions, one builds confidence and preparedness. Visualization creates a mental roadmap that guides action, reduces fear, and reinforces the belief that challenges can be navigated successfully. Discipline and routine further reinforce resilience. Establishing consistent practices, setting clear goals, and adhering to structured habits provide stability in the midst of uncertainty. These routines anchor individuals, ensuring that they maintain focus, energy, and productivity even when circumstances are difficult. Resilient individuals also maintain optimism, not as blind positivity, but as a realistic belief in the possibility of positive outcomes. Optimism motivates action, enhances problem solving, and buffers against despair. It allows individuals to perceive opportunities even in challenging circumstances, turning obstacles into stepping stones for growth. Gratitude, too, enhances resilience. By acknowledging progress, recognizing support, and appreciating small victories, individuals cultivate a mindset that focuses on what is available rather than what is lacking. Gratitude reinforces perspective, strengthens motivation, and sustains hope during difficult times. Ultimately, building resilience is about transformation. It is about taking the challenges that life presents and using them to cultivate strength, wisdom, and adaptability. Each difficulty becomes a training ground for character, a lesson in endurance, and an opportunity to expand personal capacity. Over time, this accumulation of resilience creates a profound sense of empowerment, confidence, and mastery. Resilience is not merely surviving adversity, it is thriving through it. It is the ability to face life's storms with courage, to learn from setbacks, and to emerge stronger, wiser, and more capable. Life will always present challenges, but with resilience, those challenges become opportunities to grow, to excel, and to realize one's true potential. When resilience is cultivated through mindset, action, reflection, and support, it transforms life from a series of obstacles into a journey of continual growth, empowerment, and lasting success. In the end, the resilient individual understands that every trial, every setback, and every difficulty is not an enemy, but a guide, pointing towards strength, wisdom, and the ultimate realization of potential. By committing to build resilience intentionally, by practicing reflection, adaptability, discipline, mindfulness, and self-compassion, we lay the foundation for a life in which challenges are no longer threats, but powerful catalysts for transformation and enduring achievement. Life constantly presents us with situations that seem insurmountable, moments where the obstacles before us appear far greater than our own capacity to overcome them. Yet, it is within these very moments that the seeds of opportunity are often hidden. Turning challenges into opportunities is not a matter of chance, it is a deliberate mindset, a conscious choice, and a disciplined approach to life. Every challenge, no matter how formidable, carries within it a potential benefit, a lesson, or a path toward growth that is waiting to be discovered. The first step in transforming adversity into opportunity is perspective. Many people approach challenges with a mindset of limitation. They see problems as threats, obstacles as barriers, and difficulties as insurmountable walls that block their progress. This perspective, while understandable, ensures that the challenge remains exactly what it appears to be, an obstacle. To shift this perspective, we must actively seek the hidden possibilities within every challenge. This requires curiosity, reflection, and a willingness to look beyond the immediate discomfort. When faced with a problem, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How might this experience strengthen me? Is there a way to turn this situation into a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block? By reframing the challenge in this way, we transform it from an enemy into a teacher, from a burden into an opportunity for growth. Developing this skill takes intentionality. It is not something that happens automatically. It is cultivated through repeated practice, reflection, and conscious decision-making. One effective approach is to break the problem into smaller, manageable components. Often, challenges appear overwhelming because we focus on the problem as a whole, rather than examining the individual elements that comprise it. By analyzing each aspect, identifying actionable steps, and addressing them systematically, we reduce fear, increase clarity, and create actionable solutions. Proactivity is another critical element in turning challenges into opportunities. Instead of waiting for circumstances to improve on their own, resilient individuals take initiative. They assess the situation, consider possible solutions, and take deliberate action to influence outcomes. This proactive approach not only enhances the likelihood of success, but also reinforces a sense of agency and control over one's life. Creativity is a key partner to proactivity. When traditional methods fail, those who see challenges as opportunities employ innovative thinking. They look for alternative solutions, unconventional approaches, and novel perspectives. Creativity allows us to transform limitations into advantages, constraints into catalysts, and obstacles into avenues for experimentation and innovation. Adaptability is closely tied to this process. Life is unpredictable, and the ability to adjust to new information, changing circumstances, or unexpected setbacks is essential. Those who can remain flexible in thought and action are better equipped to capitalize on opportunities that others might miss. They are able to pivot, explore new avenues, and discover solutions that remain hidden to rigid thinkers. Mindset remains the foundation of turning challenges into opportunities. It requires the cultivation of optimism, not blind positivity, but a realistic belief that outcomes can improve with effort, focus, and creativity. Optimism motivates action, fuels persistence, and encourages problem solving, even in the face of daunting obstacles. A critical aspect of this mindset is viewing failure not as a permanent condition, but as a temporary feedback mechanism. Every failure provides insight, teaching us what works, what doesn't, and what adjustments are necessary. By learning from mistakes, we refine our strategies, enhance our skills, and increase the probability of success in future endeavors. Emotional resilience also supports this process. Challenges often trigger frustration, fear, or self-doubt. Resilient individuals acknowledge these emotions without being controlled by them. They harness the energy of these feelings to fuel focused action rather than letting them paralyze progress. Patience and persistence are essential virtues in turning challenges into opportunities. Most significant achievements are not immediate. They require sustained effort, repeated trials, and the willingness to endure discomfort and uncertainty. By committing to long-term objectives and remaining consistent in effort, individuals gradually convert obstacles into platforms for growth and success. Reflection is another powerful tool. After encountering a challenge, take time to evaluate the situation. What was within your control? What could have been done differently? What lessons are available? Reflective practice transforms experiences into wisdom, ensuring that each challenge contributes meaningfully to personal and professional growth. Support networks enhance this journey. Engaging with mentors, peers, or communities that encourage problem solving, offer constructive feedback, and share experiences can accelerate the process of turning difficulties into opportunities. Collaboration often reveals solutions and perspectives that may not be apparent in isolation. Resilient individuals also embrace lifelong learning as part of this process. Challenges often highlight gaps in knowledge, skills, or abilities. By approaching these gaps as opportunities to acquire new competencies, learn innovative strategies, or expand understanding, individuals continuously evolve and strengthen their capacity to succeed. Visualization is a practical technique to convert challenges into opportunities. By mentally rehearsing success, imagining overcoming obstacles, and envisioning potential outcomes, individuals develop clarity, confidence, and motivation. Visualization acts as a roadmap, preparing the mind to recognize and seize opportunities as they arise. Goal setting and prioritization are equally important. Turning challenges into opportunities requires focusing attention and energy on actions that yield the greatest impact. By defining clear objectives, breaking them into actionable steps, and maintaining focus, individuals channel their efforts toward constructive solutions rather than dispersing energy on distractions or unproductive worry. Gratitude amplifies this transformation. Recognizing progress, appreciating resources, and acknowledging small successes reinforce a positive mindset, enhance resilience, and increase the likelihood of identifying opportunities within adversity. It reminds us that even in difficult situations, there are elements to build upon, strengths to leverage, and victories to celebrate. Time management and strategic planning are additional tools. Challenges often demand efficiency, prioritization, and disciplined execution. By allocating resources effectively, anticipating potential obstacles, and planning contingencies, individuals convert difficulties into structured pathways for progress. Persistence remains a recurring theme. Many opportunities are hidden behind repeated efforts, initial failures, or extended periods of uncertainty. Those who continue to act, iterate, and adapt are most likely to uncover the benefits embedded within challenges. Patience combined with disciplined action bridges the gap between temporary setbacks and ultimate success. Turning challenges into opportunities is also about mindset alignment with long-term purpose. When difficulties are contextualized within broader goals, vision, or mission, they lose their purely negative impact and become integral components of growth and achievement. Purpose provides motivation, meaning, and direction, allowing individuals to navigate obstacles with focus, determination, and optimism. In essence, the process of converting adversity into opportunity is both an art and a science. It combines mindset, reflection, creativity, discipline, resilience, support, and purposeful action. Every challenge contains a potential lesson, skill, or insight that, when recognized and applied, propels individuals toward growth, mastery, and achievement. Life will always present obstacles, setbacks, and unpredictable circumstances. However, those who cultivate the ability to see beyond the immediate difficulty, to extract lessons, to innovate solutions, and to act decisively are the ones who transform adversity into opportunity. They rise above limitation, they convert barriers into bridges, and they turn struggles into milestones of personal and professional development. By consistently applying these principles, awareness, proactivity, creativity, adaptability, emotional resilience, reflection, collaboration, learning, visualization, goal setting, persistence, and alignment with purpose, any individual can master the art of turning challenges into opportunities. Over time, this mastery leads to extraordinary growth, enduring success, and a life defined not by obstacles encountered, but by opportunities seized and potential realized. When we commit to this approach, we understand that challenges are not hindrances, but hidden invitations, each one offering a chance to grow, to excel, and to achieve results that might otherwise remain beyond reach. Life, in all its unpredictability, becomes a dynamic arena where every difficulty is an opportunity to rise, adapt, and transform limitations into triumphs. Sustaining success is one of the most challenging aspects of life. Achieving a goal, overcoming adversity, or reaching a milestone can feel exhilarating, but without deliberate effort and strategic planning, success is often temporary. True, lasting success is not defined by a single accomplishment or fleeting moment of triumph. It is measured by the ability to continue growing, improving, and thriving despite the inevitable challenges and changes life presents. Continuous growth begins with mindset. Just as we shift from victim to victor and learn to turn challenges into opportunities, sustaining success requires a mindset that prioritizes learning, adaptation, and long-term vision. Individuals who maintain their achievements understand that life is a dynamic journey rather than a static state. Goals evolve, circumstances shift, and opportunities emerge or disappear. To remain successful, one must continuously assess, adapt, and refine strategies. Reflection is an essential tool for sustaining growth. Regularly evaluating actions, decisions, and outcomes allows individuals to identify areas of improvement, recognize patterns that may hinder progress, and adjust approaches accordingly. Reflection is not about dwelling on mistakes or regrets. It is about learning from experience, leveraging insights, and making informed decisions that enhance future performance. Alongside reflection, discipline is a cornerstone of lasting success. Habits, routines, and consistent practices reinforce the behaviors that underpin achievement. Whether it is a daily routine of focused work, continuous skill development, or deliberate self-care, discipline ensures that success is not left to chance, but is actively maintained. Resilience, already cultivated through the process of overcoming challenges, remains critical in sustaining success. Life will always present new obstacles, unforeseen events, and periods of difficulty. Individuals who sustain success are those who can weather these challenges without losing focus or momentum. Resilience allows one to recover from setbacks quickly, maintain confidence, and continue pursuing long-term objectives even in the face of adversity. Purpose is another vital element in ongoing growth. Understanding why you pursue certain goals provides direction, motivation, and meaning. Purpose anchors action, helping individuals prioritize efforts, make strategic decisions, and maintain clarity even when distractions, temptations, or challenges arise. When goals are aligned with a deep sense of purpose, sustained effort feels less like obligation and more like meaningful engagement with life's journey. Adaptability is equally important. The strategies and behaviors that lead to initial success may not always be sufficient for long-term growth. Markets change, technologies evolve, relationships shift, and personal circumstances fluctuate. Those who continue to thrive are flexible, willing to learn, and ready to pivot strategies in response to new information or changing conditions. Lifelong learning is the fuel for continuous growth. Knowledge, skills, and competencies must be continually updated and expanded. This commitment to learning enables individuals to stay relevant, innovate solutions, and remain competitive in personal and professional spheres. Learning also fosters humility, curiosity, and openness, qualities that support collaboration, creativity, and the ability to identify new opportunities. Gratitude plays a crucial role in sustaining both success and motivation. Recognizing achievements, appreciating resources and support, and valuing incremental progress reinforce a positive mindset. Gratitude strengthens resilience, reduces stress, and enhances perspective, ensuring that success is celebrated rather than taken for granted, and that lessons from experience are integrated into future actions. Visualization and goal setting continue to be powerful tools. By envisioning desired outcomes, identifying milestones, and setting actionable steps, individuals create a roadmap for sustained progress. Goals provide focus, clarity, and direction, preventing complacency and ensuring that efforts remain aligned with long-term aspirations. Accountability enhances continuous growth. Surrounding oneself with mentors, peers, or support networks ensures that commitments are honored, progress is monitored, and course corrections are made as needed. Accountability reinforces discipline, encourages consistency, and provides feedback that may not be visible through self-reflection alone. Emotional intelligence is another critical factor. Sustained success is not only about achieving external goals, but also about managing internal states, stress, pressure, relationships, and self-perception. Emotional intelligence allows individuals to navigate complex social dynamics, make strategic decisions under pressure, and maintain a balanced, effective approach to challenges. Self-compassion is equally important. Even those who have achieved significant success will face setbacks, mistakes, or periods of stagnation. Approaching oneself with kindness, understanding, and a commitment to growth rather than self-criticism ensures that temporary failures do not derail progress and that learning continues uninterrupted. Time management and prioritization remain central to sustaining success. Effective allocation of time and resources ensures that energy is focused on high-impact activities, minimizing distractions and inefficiencies. Strategic planning allows individuals to anticipate challenges, prepare for contingencies, and make decisions that optimize outcomes over the long term. Health and well-being provide the foundation for continuous growth. Physical fitness, nutrition, sleep, and mental health practices support the energy, focus, and resilience required to maintain high levels of performance. Neglecting health can undermine success, while deliberate attention to well-being enhances both effectiveness and longevity. Continuous improvement, or Kaizen, is a mindset that drives sustained success. This philosophy emphasizes small, consistent enhancements in processes, skills, and approaches. By focusing on incremental gains over time, individuals compound progress, continuously refine performance, and maintain momentum toward higher levels of achievement. Networking and collaboration extend the capacity for growth. Engaging with individuals who offer diverse perspectives, complementary skills, and constructive feedback enhances problem-solving, innovation, and strategic decision-making. Collaboration allows opportunities to be leveraged more effectively and challenges to be navigated more efficiently. Reflection on legacy reinforces purpose-driven growth, considering the impact of actions, decisions, and achievements on others encourages long-term thinking, accountability, and alignment with core values. When success is tied to meaningful contributions beyond oneself, motivation and persistence are strengthened and the trajectory of growth is sustained. Innovation and creativity are essential to avoid stagnation. Repetition without adaptation leads to diminishing returns. Individuals who sustain success embrace new ideas, experiment with approaches, and challenge conventional thinking, ensuring that progress continues and opportunities are consistently identified and leveraged. Resilience in the face of success itself is also necessary. Complacency, entitlement, or overconfidence can derail even the most accomplished individuals. Continuous growth requires humility, vigilance, and the willingness to evolve, regardless of past achievements. Celebrating progress without attachment to ego allows individuals to maintain perspective, stay motivated, and continue striving toward greater levels of accomplishment. Mindfulness and reflection integrate all these elements. By staying present, aware, and focused, individuals can make intentional choices, respond to challenges effectively, and align daily actions with long-term objectives. Mindfulness ensures that success is not accidental, but the product of deliberate, thoughtful, and sustained effort. Finally, sustaining success is about commitment to growth, learning, resilience, and purpose. It is the conscious decision to remain engaged, proactive, and disciplined over the long term. Life will continue to present challenges, shifts, and uncertainties, but with the strategies, mindset, and practices in place, success is not merely achieved, it is maintained, expanded, and transformed into a lifelong journey of fulfillment, impact, and continuous improvement. By embracing these principles, reflection, discipline, resilience, purpose, adaptability, learning, gratitude, accountability, emotional intelligence, self-compassion, health, continuous improvement, collaboration, innovation, humility, and mindfulness, individuals ensure that their achievements are not fleeting but enduring. They create lives that are defined not only by accomplishments, but by sustained growth, evolving mastery, and the realization of their highest potential. Life, in its unpredictable nature, becomes a canvas on which success is painted not as a single stroke, but as a continuous, evolving masterpiece of effort, learning, and meaningful action. Those who commit to sustaining success and embracing continuous growth understand that life's ultimate rewards are reserved for those willing to rise, adapt, learn, and persevere consistently, transforming each day, each challenge, and